Hi, thanks for tuning into the channel again. It's a very short video this. It's just something that I happen to have been asked about twice today. I've seen two startup founders with their businesses this morning, and I was actually asked the same thing, my opinion on something twice, and both were about pricing. One was selling a physical product and one was a service-based business, and neither of them were too sure about how to price the product, like in terms of markup and things like that, and what they should do. Well, obviously it depends on the sector and what your competition is charging, but in any business really you need to have a high markup, a high gross margin at least. There's obviously a difference between markup and gross profit, but your gross profit really should be probably at the very least 40% in almost any sector. If you haven't got a gross profit of 40% or more, then there's probably, after your taxes and all your cost of sales, cost of customer acquisition, everything else, there's probably nothing left. You might even make a loss. Depends of course on the type of business. If it's a service business, just your time, you're going to have very high gross margin. It's probably going to be nearly all profit. You know, if you're a window cleaner, other than the cost of maybe running your van and maintaining equipment, it's nearly all profits. You'll have a very high margin. It depends of course on the product. Businesses selling like computer hardware work on very low margins. That's just the nature of the business. But something I thought was worth sharing for the purpose of this video, something I read about recently, and I did a bit of research on it after, and I found that it is a true story. It was based in Japan, but the concept based on pricing is relevant anyway. It was a hotel in Japan. They closed the refurbishment, reopened, and they had lots of competition in the air. I can't remember where in Japan it was. They had lots of local competition, mainly with people travelling for business, staying over, and they were struggling with their own pricing, how to price for a room and things and a meal and all the rest of it. What they decided to try as a concept was they offered customers, name your price. You come and stay, have your meals, whatever you do, and when you check out, pay us what you think it was worth. Now, of course, that's a risky concept, because maybe people in Japan are probably a bit more respectable and honourable in general than people in Britain, I would have thought. Not to say there's not plenty of decent people who pay a fair price in Britain, but what they found was, even though you get the odd person who refused to pay, says it was horrific, or they might offer them the equivalent of a few pounds or whatever, their average rate per night, including the food and things, was higher when they offered customers to pay what you think it was worth. There were no questions asked about it, just pay what you think it's worth on checkout. Their average rate per customer or per night in the hotel with food was higher than it ever had been. So I just thought I'd share this story. It might not be applicable, it could be risky in your business of course, but I think that the rate they got was quite significant. I believe they got about 33 or 38% higher revenue in total by offering all the customers just pay what you think it was worth. Of course, you've got to offer exceptional service and be confident in your product or service to offer that. Well, I thought it was a very small thing worth sharing. I get asked about pricing a lot. Just because you're a new business, don't underprice yourself. I know you can't price yourself out of the market, it'd be too expensive, but don't underprice yourself. If you've got a good product, a good service, people will pay for it. They need it and they want it, they'll pay for it. It's about how you proposition yourself. It's not always a race to the bottom on price. But I thought that story of the Japanese hotel, which I found to be true, was interesting. On the, name your price, come and stay, have your food, etc., and pay what you think on checkout. So just a very short video, it's about 4 minutes. Just thought I'd share that. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe if you haven't already, or stay tuned in for more videos coming regularly. Thank you.